Hi, boys and girls at Tracy School. This is Mrs. Bourgeois, and I'm going to read a book to you today. And it is about a brother and sister, and they're going on an adventure, and there are a lot of rhyming words. So I want you to listen out and see if you can hear the words that rhyme. The Book That Almost Rhymes, written by Omar Abed, illustrated by Hatem Ali. The other day I wrote this book. You won't believe how long it took. It rhymed and I was super proud. It sounded great when read aloud. But then my sister came along and now the story sounds all wrong. Better. As I was saying, my sister took a crayon in hand and did something I cannot stand. She ruined every rhyming verse, and now my story sounds much more magnificent. As I was saying, I wrote a smooth and seamless story about a brave knight's quest for glory. He yearned for treasure all his own, and so he journeyed all alongside a fierce and friendly detective. Fine. She tagged along to join the action, but mostly was a helpful new perspective. Right. But they had lost their treasure map. They searched for any trace or scrap. At last they knew just where to look and found it folded in his pocket. Of course. Finally, the knight could lead. They rode upon his noble rocket. But that doesn't make any... Okay, whatever. They searched for treasure out in space, but never found the slightest trace. The crew, stranded, empty-handed, returned to Earth and safely did a flip. The rocket spun with such commotion that it crashed into the ocean. But our heroes stay afloat and climbed aboard a passing pirate ship. Oh no. On deck they faced a frightful sight. The pirates were prepared to dance. Seriously? So after the dance, the pirates offered them a lift and in return asked for a gift. With nothing else to trade on board, the knight gave up his gleaming pants. You can't be serious. So, the knight wore borrowed pantaloons as they approached the sandy dunes. At last they reached the treasure chest, but something blocked them from their quest. The fiercest beast you could imagine, a vicious, fire-breathing armadillo. You got to be kidding me. The mighty monster drew a breath to spew a flaming plume of death. But the knight and sleuth would not yield. They knelt behind his shiny pillow. Seriously, this makes no sense. A pillow provides no defense. That's it. Did you see what I mean? You've ruined every rhyming scheme. Knights carry shields, not fluffy pillows. Dragons breathe fire, not armadillos. And why would the knight trade his pants? Have you ever seen pirates dance? The boat was not a pirate ship. They safely landed, skipped the flip, and knights ride noble steeds, not rockets. The map was not tucked in his pocket. He didn't want a new perspective. He had no need for the detective. Hang on. I see what's happening here. Your words did rhyme. This time it's clear. I just wanted to sound like you, to rhyme and talk the way you do, to learn all of the words you know and make mine go the way yours flow. Look at that. At last I see. You're a rhythmic rhyming prodigy. In fact, when we work together, we make our story even better. But wait, there's still a problem left to solve. Our hero's fate is unresolved. They're trapped in quite a sticky spot. Hey, I have a wild thought. What if the knight tossed the pillow to distract the armadillo and curled himself into a ball and crashed down in a mighty fall? The heroes rolled the beast away. Then the brave detective tickled, so the beast giggled and wiggled, and that was how they saved the day. They grabbed the chest, undid the flaps, and found inside more treasure maps. Well, it wasn't quite the way I intended, but that is how our story got started. Exactly. They grabbed the new map from the chest and set off on a brand new quest.